This week on Legacy Trails, award-winning wildlife artist Philip Crow hunts mallards with the Hortons in Arkansas.
Good shot, boy. That's what I'm out here for. Well, that's pretty, boy.
Welcome to Legacy Trails.
He is an absolute giant.
Isn't he beautiful? My goodness.
Trevor, this is what Legacy Trails is all about. Being out with your family.
Knocked off both sets of horns.
Great day, Dad. Love you.
4 eye guards on this one side right here.
I'm so excited, I can barely talk.
I wasn't here for probably 15 seconds and I just dropped him in his tracks.
I got the shoe.
Best one I've ever been on so far, I think. Bust me to the coyote.
Oh, that is an awesome gobbler. Way to go.
Yes! I just smoked a big giant
He's got the first buck ever.
And first deer.
The first deer ever.
Good job.
Come along with the Potts and Horton families as they show you their family's love of God's great outdoors on Legacy Trails. This week's show is brought to you by Heavy Metal, because I didn't come this far to miss. Mission Archery, bows and crossbows that outperform their price. Spy Point, the world's best and most innovative trail and action cameras. Scout Look Weather Deer Log, the ultimate weather and deer management planning tool for deer hunters. Grace Camo and Lace, it's a way of life. And by booksbypots.com. A wise hunter once said, there are 2 times of year, duck season and waiting for duck season. Well, it's duck season in Arkansas, and the Hortons are joined by award-winning wildlife artist Philip Crow in pursuit of a limit of greenheads.
Well, folks, we're out here today. We got here at 7:02 because the mallards aren't really working till later in the morning, and we're coming out here to get the mallards, so we got a little bit of rest finally. We're here, Mr. Philip Crow and Scott Bowman. Sam and Jerry are coming in a little bit. Jerry has to get off work. And then we're gonna be out here and we're gonna smoke them.
Cute boy.
See, got them green beans.
Los patos. Dos patos. That's Spanish for duck. Did you know that? Patos. P-A-T-O-S.
You're a lady pato. We're just French Spanish words that Crow are teaching us. You're a lady.
It's hard to tell whether this is a male or a female, but I think it's got little bitty tail feather, see? But it's got a hen body and a drake head and a white. Isn't that amazing? I can't tell what it is.
Pretty cool.
I think it's, I don't know what they count that. They'd have to count it, I'd count it a drake. You know.
Come right over. Come right over.
Good shot, Sam. I've seen that.
Hey, that's what you call raining right there.
Where's the duck tree at? Carl, where's the duck in the tree at?
That's the one I shot and he fell and landed in the tree. That ain't never been done, boy. You dig it out. Whatever. Good shot, boy.
There's more waterfowl hunting with the Hortons and artist Philip Crow coming up. Legacy Trails will be right back.
I didn't come this far to miss. Heavy Shot, the industry leader in shot shell technology, brings you heavy metal. Shoot devastating patterns and stack the odds on your side with every shot, every time. More lethal pellets, more clean kills. Check us out at HeavyShot.com. I didn't come this far to miss.
Welcome back to Legacy Trails. Know Your Game with Tim and Terry Potts, sponsored by SPY Point, the world's best and most innovative trail and action cameras.
What do you got there, bro? Oh, that's those easy cut pruners. Yeah, give me the big ones. I need the big ones. Yeah, because when I trim trees,
there is nothing left.
There's no chance that there's going to be any limbs in the way when I get done. I'm sure you guys have probably heard about me before. I cut them all. But these things are pretty awesome.
These here work good too, you know. The guy on the ground with them, the guy up in the tree with that. What do you think, bro, about, you know, some guys like to trim a lot and some guys don't like to trim at all? I mean, where do you stand?
Personally, I like, you know, the less stuff in my way, the better off I am. You know, I think that if there's no limbs in the way, I'm not gonna, my arrow's not gonna hit a limb and you know, get a bad hit on that deer. But that's not for some people. You know, like you said, some people like, you know, they think that they gotta have that cover, and that's good too. I mean, to each his own, personal preference.
Yeah, I don't want to hunt out of a tree that hasn't been trimmed somewhat. You know, I mean, it don't have to have huge lanes for me, but I got to be able to shoot to the main runs, you know, without worrying about hitting a limb or something.
Right, and whatever you do, whether it's clear them like me or don't clear them much, these easy cut pruners will work perfect for you. We're using a new thing this year, folks. It's called the Scout Look Weather app. It is an awesome tool for deer hunting, duck hunting, any kind of hunting. It shows you changes in the barometric pressure every hour, rainfall changes every hour, temperature, wind direction. It's an awesome tool. If you want to learn more about it, get on the web, look up Scout Look Weather app. It'll give you all the information you need to know.
Coming up next, we got some more awesome waterfowl action.
We continue the hunt with artist Philip Crow in Arkansas, where he's hunting with the Hortons.
When you're working with a young dog, you got to position them where they can see the birds fall. That helps them mark them a lot better.
a boy here. That's big old winter now. Kill 3 of them.
That's cool.
That is a limit.
Limited duck, right?
Yep.
Good dog. Well, folks, we waited and we came out a little later in the morning because we knew the mallards were going to be working later, because the other day we were hunting out here and we got here real early, and right at shooting light we were thinking the mallards were going to bunch up, but it was just a bunch of gadballs. But we waited, and about 10:30 the mallards started hammering on us, and we got our limits done. It's about 11:10 right now, and the heavy metal today did a real good job. We used an assortment of all heavy shot company shells. We used heavy teal, heavy steel, heavy metal, and these Dakota decoys really did the trick too. And we got our limits out here. There's another good day in God's country right here on Legacy Trails.
Stay right there. Legacy Trails will be right back.
This is my life. The weekend warrior. No more production lines or deadlines. This is why I work 5 days a week. I need speed, power, precision. I expect no less than the best. This is my best. This is my chance. This is my mission.
Simple, efficient, powerful. Mission by Matthews.
You're watching Legacy Trails, and now it's time for Along the Way with Stan Potts.
Welcome to Along the Way this week, folks. We're glad you're here. I'm here with my grandson, Tristan Potts, Tim's son, and we're just having a good time. We're telling deer stories. And, you know, I'd like to tell you about the first 200-incher that I ever shot, Tristan, and he's right up here, that big wide one. Shot him with a bow, and I'd like to tell you the story about that. You want to hear that?
Yes.
I shot that deer the day after the first gun season in Illinois in 1983. And your dad was just a little tyke then. And I shot him in the afternoon about 3:30. And do you know what rattling is? Mm-hmm. I rattled him in about 3:30, 3:15 or something like that. I hit my antlers together. I was in a tree out by the lake and rattled, and I didn't rattle very long. As soon as I hung them up, it wasn't probably 30 seconds. And I heard something walking. I turned and looked, and I saw a squirrel on the ground. And he jumped up on a tree and started up the tree. Well, I thought that's what I heard, you know, was a squirrel. Well, I turned away and I looked to my right, and I had my bow in my hand, because you got to grab your bow right after you rattle, because sometimes they'll come running in. You've heard that from your dad, right?
Yep.
Well, I grabbed my bow and I looked back to my right, and then I heard a noise again from the same spot. And I looked back to my left, and there he was, standing in the waterway, that buck right there. And it was the biggest deer I had ever seen in my life. I knew it was. And he'd come into the rattling antlers. And I looked at him, he was about 40 yards, I didn't have a shot, and he crossed the ditch. He was standing in the waterway, he crossed the ditch and he went up into this thicket, and he started coming through the thicket, and I turned in my stand and I could hear him walking through the thicket, and I knew he was going to come out right in front of me, and there was two trails. One was at 20 and one was at 40. And I got squared around with my bow, and I was just waiting. I was looking out of the corner of my eye, waiting to see where he was. And when I saw him coming in out of the corner of my eye, he was coming. He was going to be only 20 yards. And he walked out, really, and he walked out, and there was a little red haw tree right there. And when he went behind that red haw tree, I drew my bow. And when I drew my bow, I was waiting for him to come out from behind that tree, and he stopped for a second, sniffed the ground, and I just held the bow there, and then he just started walking real slow. And I don't like to shoot a deer walking with a bow, but I knew I was going to have to shoot this deer walking, because the only other time that I'd seen this buck was a year earlier, and I made a noise and tried to stop him at 40 yards, and he just took off running. So I knew I had to shoot him walking, but he was going so slow, and I just put the pin just right in front of where I wanted to hit him, let it go, and I seen that arrow hit him good, and went and waited for a long time, then got down and drove to town, got a couple of my friends, went back out there. Took us a while to find him, but we found him, and when I found him, I couldn't believe really how big he was. I knew he was big, but he was the third, at that time, he would have been the third largest typical taken with a bow in the whole wide world. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's how your grandpa kind of really got to be, it kind of put me over the hump with my career, and that article appeared in North American Whitetail Magazine. It was one of the largest deer ever taken, and I was really proud and blessed to get him. Thanks for being with us.
Kids Gone Hunting with Buck Horton, sponsored by Mission Archery. Bows and crossbows that outperform their price.
Hey y'all, this week on Kids Gone Hunting. A couple of years ago, my good buddy Sam West went to the mountains of Arkansas. Him and his dad got on a bunch of turkeys. Let's see if they could call one in a shooting range.
This creek runs up through the side around this ridge. That turkey's on the far end of it. Let's ease on up there and walk down it just a little piece. There he goes, he just gobbled. There he is. Did you hear him?
Is he in front of me?
There he comes.
What?
There he comes.
There's two right there. I see him. I see him. That right one takes another step. I got him. You ready? Ready? The right one. Ready?
Nice shot, dude.
Booyah.
Give me some knuckles on that, brother boy.
First turkey with a 12 gauge. Whoa.
There you go, turkey boy.
He's got some pretty good spurs.
Well, buddy, we got up at 4 o'clock this morning. It paid off, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Would you do it again tomorrow?
Yeah.
If it happened the same way? Well, there's a few more turkeys in here. I'm going to tell you what, we had an exciting hunt. We called them birds down a little old draw up through a brushy ridge top. And we finally got them in sight to where the little 12 gauge could go to work, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think about that first turkey with the 12 gauge?
It didn't do no fluffing or nothing.
Heck no, that was a good shot. Look at me right there. I'm right there. Look down with it.
The founders of Heavy Shot were longtime waterfowlers who decided in 1999 to launch a company to commercialize a revolutionary, non-toxic tungsten nickel iron alloy developed by Dr. Darrell Emick of Albany, Oregon. In 2014, they launched heavy chokes for turkey and wing shooting. They revitalized the all-steel heavy steel, new hog-wild pig loads, and 4 types of lead shot shells, providing Heavy Shot products for every use and price point. They are the only ammunition company to win at the NWTF World Record Still Target Shoot for 14 years in a row with their Heavy 13 turkey loads. Field Notes is sponsored by Scout Look Weather Deer Log, the ultimate weather and deer management planning tool for deer hunters. You're watching Legacy Trails. We'll be right back. Welcome to The Good Life with Mackenzie Horton.
Hi guys, and welcome to The Good Life. For many of us, the generous spirits of our parents and grandparents is what shapes our lives, and we never understand how much they influence until they're gone. For my family, that was my grandfather, Paul Horton. His love for the outdoors, especially hunting and fishing, was passed along to my father and then to my brother, Buck, and I. I'm sad to say that my grandfather passed away this year on March 7th, 2015. We would like to take a few moments to pay tribute to a man who passed along a wonderful legacy to the entire Horton family.
You know, my dad, Paul Horton, fueled my passion for hunting. He would take me hunting, duck hunting or deer hunting, and even before I was able to hunt, I was just a young child, and I would sit in a duck blind or sit on a deer stand and watch him hunt, and it just made me want to go more.
Paul Alton Horton was born January 11, 1940 in Ethel, Arkansas. He was an auto mechanic for 35 years and helped on his brother's farm for 12 years. He loved to hunt, fish, and enjoy spending lots of time at the racetrack. My grandfather was an avid waterfowler, and as you've seen from several episodes, he passed that love of duck hunting and goose hunting along to all of us. He also loved to deer hunt. My dad was so blessed to be able to spend time with him in a deer stand just this past fall.
Been a great day, Dad. Love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
Love you a bunch, man.
I love you a bunch too.
All of our team is so grateful for our predecessors for passing on the deeply ingrained love of hunting, fishing, and the outdoors. Because of them, we will carry on this legacy. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Legacy Trails, and God bless.
The legacy.
Closed captioning provided by Hunter Safety System. Saving lives is what we do. This week's show has been brought to you by Heavy Metal, because I didn't come this far to miss. Mission Archery, bows and crossbows that outperform their price. Spy Point, the world's best and most innovative trail and action cameras. Scout Look Weather Deer Log, the ultimate weather and deer management planning tool for deer hunters. Grace Camo and Lace, it's a way of life. And by booksbypots.com. Promotional consideration was provided by these fine sponsors.
Tip number 10 is you are never too old to chase a new dream. While interviewing people for the book Hunting Dream Jobs, we asked them about their personal journey. We were inspired by their stories and the chain of events that led them to their dream job. Many of the CEOs in our book started out in a garage or a spare room with just a great idea and some good old-fashioned determination. Some of them had no professional training or formal education, but made up for it with a solid business sense, salesmanship, and good people skills. To learn more about these highly successful CEOs and what they do, visit our website huntingdreamjobs.com, and good luck with your hunting dream job.